Welcome to Agents and Owners Chit Chat, where we talk to local superheroes, hear how they got their start, overcame obstacles, and how they use social media to achieve their goals. For Agent and Owners social media tips, please visit www.gladmash.com. Here's this week's episode.
Hey, welcome everybody. This is Cas from Agents and Owners Chit Chat, the podcast. And today we have a special guest, right? We have Stephanie Johnson of Still VA. So I'm going to give her an opportunity to introduce herself. But before she does that, I just want you to know just a little bit about Stephanie. So Stephanie has over 20 years of business experience, including 18 years as a licensed realtor and 7 years as an associate broker. So I'm going to give her a chance to introduce herself. Before we started, I just had to hit her with some accolades. She recently won the Vendor Award too at Village Premier. So congratulations, Stephanie, well deserved. And we just wanted to pick your brain today. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hey, thanks. As he said, Stephanie Still Johnson, and I run Still Virtual Assistants. And we basically just provide services for real estate agents virtually. I'm married. I've got 2 kids and 2 grandkids.
Awesome. So let's dig a little deeper into just your day-to-day. So when you say you provide services for realtors, be a little bit more specific. What do you do and how do you help them become successful?
Well, I have 21 VAs that work under me, and we provide services on the listing side, contract to close side, a little bit of marketing, basically just marketing those listings on the internet and on social media. And then we also provide broker admin support for the broker, like when they're onboarding agents or their compliance for their files and that kind of stuff. So It's really broken up into 4 different departments.
Gotcha. So 21, I know that's a bunch to manage. I recently posted on TikTok because my wife and I, we run several different businesses. And one thing that's key is just staying organized. So if we have somebody that's listening right now, like how do you keep up with everything that's going on and how to keep, the 21 VAs that are under you just in line? What tools are you using to stay just sane, right? Keep your sanity.
Well, for many years, we used ClickUp, which is like a task manager, and we built it out just specific to our department. So at any moment, I could look on there and see kind of what was due today and what was done. And all of the VAs knew, what to do if they had an issue or whatever. But we just recently moved over to a program. The back end is Airtable, but the front end is completely built by me. And it's just specifically for our company. So it's going to allow our clients to have like more access, like a client portal, so they can see their files and their due dates and what's going on, with whatever they order from us. So that will be called SVA Connected when it rolls out.
Nice. I love the branding. I love the branding for sure. So how did you get your start? So we have a couple of people that might be listening. They might have thought about becoming a virtual assistant or even taking up some VA work part-time while they do their regular gig. So how did you get your start, Stephanie?
When I got my real estate license in 2002, and I worked on a top producing team for years. But my partner was always more like the rainmaker, and I was always in the background trying to keep things organized. And so when the market crashed around 2008, I was really just looking for a way to make extra money. So I started, offering to make a flyer for this agent or, whatever. And then I said, hey, this is doing so well. Maybe I'll just start a company. But I honestly never thought that I would have people working under me or whatever. At the time, I really was just trying to pay my bills. So, but what I didn't realize is how powerful, word of mouth marketing is, because as soon as I started helping the agents that were friends of mine, then they would tell everyone else. So we grew really fast in the beginning. I think the first year I ended up having 2 people working under me, and then it just continued to be like that every year.
Nice.
So
Now that's definitely a blessing that you've been able to scale up so quickly and like total business just being like as your broker all the way up to helping people, full time. So if somebody wanted to get started as a VA, what would be what would be your suggestion for taking the first step? What should that first step look like?
well, if they want to start their own company, being a VA, they really probably should connect with a company that has experience and has the organization. So, like, train under someone like my company or another
Mhm.
company like mine, and then branch out on their own once they have, a good understanding of what it takes to keep it all organized. Because I've seen a lot of people start this type of company, and
Right.
then as soon as they start getting busy, they don't have like the foundation ready for that, and so they kind of lose momentum,
Right.
just by not being able to organize it all.
Yeah, that makes sense too. Like sometimes people literally will bite off more than they could chew, and then things just get overwhelming, especially if they don't have, like you said, some type of structure or foundation already set up or infrastructure just ready to take on more customers, etc. So
I
awesome,
also
awesome.
think that they're probably kind of like I was in the beginning. They're really just trying to find somewhere to make, money, but they
Right,
don't realize that it could triple,
right,
overnight. And so they're not like real prepared for that. So
right, right.
that would be my first suggestion.
Okay, awesome tip, Stephanie. I appreciate that. So tell me a little bit about a day in the life of Stephanie. So you run this business, you're helping agents, you're helping owners. You have a family, so you're married, you have kids. What's a day in the life for Stephanie? Just typical day. What does that look like?
Well, I get up at 4 a.m. and
Wow.
everyone
Okay.
thinks I'm absolutely crazy for that. But I get up at 4 o'clock because I love being able to get things done and organized before what I call the world wakes up and things get a little crazy. So
Right.
I work on a most days I work probably about 12 or 13 hours a day.
Wow.
So it would be like 4 a.m. to around 5 p.m. And my day is kind of different from my VAs as they're focused on their work and their, department. Mine is kind of broken up like into blocks of what needs to be done and what department I need to assist, and
Of course.
which clients are, needing something urgently
Right.
versus something I can delegate.
Gotcha. All right. Thanks for sharing for sure. Yep. So I know you said that, in the very beginning, most of your clients you got just based on word of mouth, referrals, et cetera. But, today, obviously we live in a world of social media, and I'm sure that you're helping, your clients and your agents with social media as well. But how has social media for you impacted your business?
Oh, I mean, I probably wouldn't even have half of what I have without it. Like, it's the full source of, I mean, we don't do any marketing except for social media. So,
Right.
um, you know, I get friend requests all the time. And
Hmm.
if they're in the real estate business, I usually will add them just because that's directly, how people find out about us. And they ask questions in my inbox all the time, just trying to find out what we do and how it
Right.
works. And because agents are really nervous if they've never had an assistant before, they're really
Right.
nervous to delegate their stuff over. And so I welcome the opportunity to explain to them how much experience we have, and so they can feel a little bit more at ease letting things go.
Right, right. A matter of fact, that's a perfect segue into my next question. So thank you for answering the social media piece. I feel obviously the same way, just as a social media coach and somebody that does social media marketing as well to help agents and owners strive. I don't know how people are doing it right now without jumping into social media and at least getting their feet wet. Even if they don't know how to do everything, outsourcing is obviously the answer. And obviously, sometimes people are not at that right level yet where they're gonna either, like you said, trust to give it up, or even, from a budget standpoint, they feel that they could afford to give it up. But ultimately, both of us know that that's to running your business, because you can't do everything yourself. So, I think, again, that leads me to the second last question. Why should an agent really consider getting a virtual assistant? Outside of, the obvious, what are some other benefits to really just scaling, jumping off, and trusting a VA, especially in the real estate industry?
Well, I mean, the first and foremost is there's only certain amount of clients that they can handle and
Right.
do all of the paperwork and all of the computer work themselves. So
Right.
they're limiting themselves if they don't, delegate as much as possible so that they can keep lead generating and getting more business. And then obviously the second reason would be, if they're not, like you said, if they're not experts in certain areas, then they're probably spending 3 times the amount of time to
Right.
do something that we could do really quick because we do it every day. So just like I wouldn't want to go on all those listing appointments and, show all the buyers the houses, because
Right.
that's just not where my strength is. That
Mhm.
would be the same thing for the real estate agents. Like if they could delegate the things that they're not, that's not in their wheelhouse, they could be so much more, productive.
Totally agree. Totally agree. Listen, Stephanie, I appreciate the time that you've taken with us today. You were fantastic, provided tons of gems. So if we have a real estate agent, a broker, or even a business owner out there that wants to get in touch with you, how can they go ahead and do that?
Well, all my information is on the website, stillva.com. But they could call, they can email, they can submit, a form on that website. However they prefer to communicate is fine with us.
Awesome. Here you have it, folks. This has been Stephanie Johnson with Still VA. This is Cas signing out with Agents and Owners Chit Chat. Thanks for listening. Have a good one.
Thanks for listening. Agents and Owners Chit Chat is produced by GladMash. To be featured or sponsored, or to sign up for Agents and Owners free social media tips, please visit www.gladmash.com.